Hello friends, I am Nisha Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of English. The topic under discussion today is a critical appreciation of Jayaprabha's poem Stairs. Jayaprabha is an Indian critic and poet writing in Telugu. She is considered a pioneer of the feminist movement in Telugu literary criticism and poetry. Jayaprabha's poetry focuses on women's issues, their problems and strengths, and often attacks established gender norms. Jayaprabha was born on 29 July 1957. She did her master's degree in Telugu literature and acquired a PhD from Osmania University for her thesis on the progress and status of Telugu drama. She currently lives in Sikandarabad. During the freedom movement, as well as after the formation of the sovereign nation of India, B.R. Ambedkar worked tirelessly for the cause of the victimized and the marginalized depressed castes, the untouchables, the Harijans, and the Dalits of India. As the architect of the Constitution of India, he drafted provisions and spearheaded legislations that promised social equality and justice for all. In the early 1970s, groups calling themselves Dalit Panthers became active in Maharashtra. They drew inspiration from Marxist ideology, the Bhakti movement, the Afro-American civil rights, and Black is Beautiful movements in the United States. Soon, an impressive body of Dalit literature started evolving, the writing thick with anger and resistance. Dalit women too started registering their protest in their writing. In India, a Dalit woman is triply oppressed, crushed by the weights of her class, caste, and gender. Dalit women's writing is a minefield of simmering race and discontent and an unignorable area of study for its special brand of feminism. Professional career. In 1981, Jayaprabha and K. Satyavati started a feminist monthly Loita. Her first collection of poems, Yuthon Mukham Towards War, was published in 1984. Jayaprabha's second book of poems, Vamande Mudu Padam, the third foot of Vaman, was published in 1988. This collection contained two of her landmark feminist poems, Chupulu, that is Stairs, and Paitani Tagale, Burn the Sari. Chupulu, translated as looks or sometimes stairs, is a poem about the male gaze. It begins with the poet persona describing the assault of stairs she endures daily and ends with the poet hoping for the day when women can return the stairs and reclaim public spaces for themselves. In Burn the Sari, Jayaprabha equates the sari with conformity to traditional gender norms women in the says women must abandon the sari in order to break free from traditional gender norms. In 1988, Jayaprabha published Bhavo Kavitvamlo Stri, a critique of women in Telugu romantic poetry. The study criticized the representation of women in the works of major male poets. Considered a pioneering work of feminist criticism of Telugu literature, it attracted both controversy and accolades. For a while, it was prescribed reading in Bangalore University. Unforeseen Affection and Other Poems was published in 2005. It contains a selection of her Telugu love poems translated into English by P.V. Narasimha Rao, former Prime Minister of India. Her poems have also been published in numerous national and international anthologies. Jayaprabha is not merely up as a feminist, but intend to concentrate much on the mind and human values. One thing that makes her exceptional is her boldness to express her feelings. This aspect of Jayaprabha makes us feel something unique about her. Thus in her, one can find not only the condition of the female in India, but also what they should be in future. She not only presents the problem, but also gives a solution for that. And now the point. Looks from two eyes, dart like needles. The eyes have been compared with the needles. They are as sharp as the needles. Roam freely on flesh, roam, wander freely on the body. The looks never look into the face. As they are covered, they do not have the courage to look into the face. The words never come from the heart. They crawl on the body like white ants. And the simile of the poet compares the looks of these people with crawling of the ants. Disgust every time I see them. Those eyes belong to a million classes, but their looks are all the same. What the poetess want to say is, people of all creeds, castes, and religions have the same look. Only one signal in those looks, hunger like a salivating dog's. An ugly bare-faced chases you even in dreams. No difference between day and night. In this thick forest, no place at all to escape these looks. In the entire world, there is not a single place where you can escape from these looks. On the road, in buses, classrooms, behind you, every step, wounding some part of the body, looks tipped with poison, keep pricking you, frightened. I want to disappear into the distant sky, into emptiness. And here is the escapism. The poet wants to escape this reality. But what she says, escape is no solution. So I began to teach my eyes the sharpness of thorns, to fight those poison looks. Now to chase away those eyes, I fight with my eyes, timid eyes, which cannot look straight for 2 seconds. Run to the underworld. A day will come when women in this country have thorns not only in their eyes but all over their bodies. And she dreams about a day when women will react not only through their eyes but through their whole body. Jayaprabha's Stairs, original Chupulo in Telugu, translated by Velcheru Narayana Rao and A.K. Ramanujan, appeared in the collection in their own voice, Penguin 1993, is a poem and she portrays the problems that women face, but also the inherent strength and courage that women display in every sphere of their lives. Jayaprabha's Stairs focuses on the male dominance in the society and how women perceive their dominance through awareness. The poet persona makes it clear that as a woman she is assaulted constantly by the looks of men who have no hesitation or shame about affixing their gaze on her. A gaze that signals their hunger and the desire to grab hold of her. Jayaprabha writes, only one signal in those looks, hunger like the salivating dogs. The above is a poem about how insensitive men are and how uncomfortable they make women feel by staring at them, scanning through them ruthlessly as a female. As a female, all of us have gone through this ordeal of being stared at without any mercy. The blank noise project may have had their way and stared right back at these animals. But isn't there a better solution to this than just stare back? Why do what they are doing? I'm all for staring back. In fact, I think it is one of the best ways to punish these gentlemen. But I have always wondered if there was a better way of dealing with this. As a woman, my blood literally boils when I see a man staring right at me. It happens everywhere, all the time. In buses, especially, the men just have nothing to do. In spite of us staring back at them, they continue staring at us. It just makes me want to hold them by their collars and give them a piece of my mind. When are they going to learn? What is going on in their minds? What do they get out of staring at us? Now, a critical analysis. It is just plain insanity. Why can't a girl or a woman be able to walk on the road without being stared at? How much ever we try to fight against legend, it is not going to stop. It is their eyes after all. They can look where they want to. There is not much we can do about. We can sit all day and all night and talk about etiquette and every other possible thing. And these guys could have stared the life out of 100 other girls by then. Being a girl may not be the easiest task in this world because you are constantly under the scanner, not just by people who know you, but also strangers. The one thing I would like to do is extend a request to all the male members of the society and tell them to do their bit to make us women feel at least a little more comfortable in our own skin. This poem raises a feminine voice against those men who has no morality in them. Women get victimized by men through staring, reducing them to a body. This evil act shows the lack of respect towards women. Staring is also another form of teasing and virtual assault felt in the minds, and all women faces it everywhere they go. This poem questions the freedom of women and their identity as a human and not an object of pleasure. The poetess is made to fear by the poison fangs like stairs, and therefore she wants to escape from the world but comes to the realization that earth's mine too, which demands equal place and status with men. She resolves to stay and wage war against those stairs. Cowardly stares that cannot look into her eyes, flee in shame. She wants to let men know how her body too reacts angrily at their stares. The passive role of women from the assault of men's stares will no longer be tolerated. Every woman must boldly challenge against men who stare so that there will be no feeling of inferiority or victimization when every woman reaches their home. Jayaprabha talks about her feeling and feelings and experience, which is also the problem of women in general. Female exploitations are of various forms and different natures. It includes crimes involving sexual exploitation for economic gains like prostitution, adultery, abduction, rape, wrongful confinement, and murder, etc. On the one hand, and crimes related to women's property like dishonest misappropriation, domestic violence, dowry extortion, and outraging the modesty of women, etc. on the other. These crimes are not only injurious and immoral for the women, but for the society as a whole. Jaya Prabha clearly states, an ugly bare face chases you even in dreams. No difference between day and light in this thick forest, no place at all to escape these laws. Though the status of women in India, both historically and socially, has been one of the respect and reverence, but the hard truth is that even today, women are struggling for their own identity. Our society is also not open and still regards women who are exploited for no fault of theirs with contempt. Society looks at a sexually abused woman in a totally different light than before she had been put through the torture. She becomes an object of gossip and talk. And above all, this our patriarchal and conservative society blames it all on the woman or girl. Women's sexual harassment, molestation, and ill treatment of women are on increase. Awareness in the women as well as society should be created and their equal rights should be effectively implemented. Gender is most forms or areas of discrimination, and it's the weakest that are discriminated universally. When it comes to India, it's women and children, more specifically girl children, that are discriminated often and to a greater extent. All women should join hands in building up their association to put an end to exploitation. Jayaprabha stressed out the point that escape is no solution. So I began to teach my eyes the sharpness of thorns to fight those poison looks. Now to chase away those eyes, I fight with my eyes. Timmy's eye, which cannot look straight for 2 seconds, run to the underworld. In Indian modern society, it is very much essential to all women to get educated so that they can solve all women issues in any society and in any circumstances in order to live with honor. Education will only give them strength and social status. Every woman has a fundamental right to be safe protesting injustice. It should be remembered that the socio-economic empowerment must be ensured by the nation to minimize the exploitation which can help to improve the status of women. In the last stage of the stairs, Jayaprabha talked about the responsibility. Create awareness everywhere about women to end exploitation against women through the education and strong social, moral, and cultural values, and make strong laws to punish victims immediately in present Indian society. A day will come when women in this country have thorns not only in their eyes but all over their bodies. Women are the wealth of India and they have contributed in almost every field and made country feel proud at every occasion. However, another reality of Indian society is that there is systematic discrimination and neglect of women in India. The fear of sexual violence has been a powerful factor in restricting women's behavior and sense of freedom. India is fast emerging as a global power, but for half of its population, the women across the country struggle to live life with dignity and freedom. Much can be achieved by making young women and young men aware of women's rights from a young age itself. This will give self confidence in women and will increase the deterrent for young men not to take advantage of women and not to make the mistake of seeing them as the weaker sex. When women are awake, they will stand up for their rights and be able to reach out to suitable institutions with knowledge of their legal rights and provisions in law. Women empowerment has the power to change many things in the society and country. They are much better than men to deal with certain problems in the society. They can better understand the disadvantage of the overpopulation for their family and country. They are fully able to handle the economic conditions of the family and country through proper family planning. Women are capable enough to handle any impulsive violence in comparison to the men, whether in family or society. Through women empowerment, it can be possible to change the male dominated country into the equally dominated country of rich economy. Empowering women may easily help to grow each and every member of the family without any extra effort. A woman is considered to be responsible for everything in the family, so she can better solve all the problems from her own end. Empowerment of the women would automatically bring empowerment of every man. Women empowerment is the better treatment of any big or small problems related to human being, economy, or environment. In few last years, the advantages of the women empowerment are coming out in front of us. Women are being more conscious about their health, education, career, job, and responsibilities towards family, society, and country. They are taking part in the every area and showing their greater interest in each field. Finally, after long years of hard struggle, they are getting their rights to go ahead on the right track. Thank you.